and welcome to a new video on this channel here. If you've already joined me on the search for DeMol during the WIDM season, then very welcome back here. And if you're new on this channel, then give me the chance to quickly introduce myself. My name is Julia and I love those DeMol shows, so WIDM, but also DeMol and other DeMol shows from other countries. And the idea behind this channel here is that there are a lot of internationals who watch those shows, usually with English subtitles. And there are hints and theories videos in Dutch, but without English subtitles, and this is why I started to, produce those videos completely in English so that a lot of people, especially the internationals, could have a chance to participate in discussions as well, and that we have our own little community who is trying to figure out who DeMol is. But no matter if you are from Belgium, the Netherlands, or if you are an international, you are very welcome here. And I'm also very curious to hear about your ideas and hints, because I usually try to collect those hints and theories in the communities and present them to you in English. I also try to find some on my own, but what usually makes the most fun is that if we as a community interact together, if we discuss about them, and if you also come up with some hints and theories. I love reading about them, so really if you've spotted anything, don't hesitate to leave a comment here or on Instagram, or join our little Internationals Facebook group, which also, offers the opportunity for some discussions. And now that we finally know what all of this here is about, and I also know where you are here, and this is why I would say we don't wait any longer and finally start with the Hints and Theories videos to the 10th season of DeMol. One little note, I will probably upload the introduction as a new channel trailer so that new people know what all of this here is about. So if you see a short, quick video coming up in your timeline called channel trailer 2 or so, just, don't mind it. Now off to the first hint of the season, and it actually is about the teaser of the season. You've probably seen that weird figure with that special face, and that face is like a mixture of all the faces of the candidates. And there's a teaser in which that figure is in the middle and all the other candidates are placed around that figure. And they look to the ground and then slowly lift their heads. And there's one person who does that even slower than all the others, so that in the end we, can't really see the face, or let's say we do see the other faces longer than his face, because that person is Sven. And as you know, DeMol tries to stay in the background, tries to stay hidden and doesn't want to be seen so quickly, so clearly, and could be a hint to Sven. Now let's start with the hints and theories to the episode, and first of all I have to say that I knew this was going to be a great season, but after the first episode I'm more than sure about that. It's so much fun watching that. But there have also been so many things happening that I decided to pick out some interesting hints and theories. I know that there are so many more in there, so if you think I've missed out anything crucial, then please write it in the comments, because there are so many things happening there. It's awesome. Now, the first task was really interesting because we had like those 3 little groups plus the old Jens, so the Jens with the J, and we also had those different tasks and steps they had to make. And one thing we could definitely discuss about is which position would be the most interesting one for DeMol to be in. And I believe that it would be interesting for DeMol to be one of those candidates who are in charge from the first moment on. So one of those 4, now 3 because Gretel already left the game. So one of those 3 who were like traveling from the start on until the end at the party, because it was very sure that those 3 would make it to the party, or let's say at least to the last task where the special guest waited. Why is that? Because I think this gives you the opportunity to leave other ones behind by, well, adding pressure, remembering the others that they don't have so much time, for example. But yeah, it's just a theory. Other positions are interesting as well, of course. One thing that is discussed in the community and that also caught my attention was that they were so wrong with the number of the roses on the cake. So as we know, there were 9 roses and they only counted 6. One was eaten by Philip, but they counted that one in as well. Nevertheless, doesn't mean he ate more, just as a theory. But there's also another idea, which I read on Instagram. DeMol explained that Tone was the one walking in the back when they carried the cake. And that of course gives him the opportunity to probably, well, pick out some of those roses and throw them away. Because from his position, Sven wasn't able to watch what he was doing behind his back. Now, Holy Mole commented on my little teaser for the Hints and Fears videos that Jens, who was one of those 2 candidates underground, also seemed to delay the actions. And yes, I agree on that. So Emmanuel and Jens are underground trying to figure out who of those celebrities is still alive, and she explains him who Dolly Parton is and he doesn't listen, or at least he acts like that. And shortly after the other 4 figured out that little riddle, he suddenly listened to her again and they were free just a few seconds later. Now let's also quickly talk about that group who was on the chains. There were some discussions going on whether or not it is clever for the mole to take that wooden cart. And there were some people who said no, that would be too obvious, because then the others couldn't leave and there wouldn't be earned any more money. I have to say that I don't think it would be too obvious for a mole, because if you take that wooden cart, then of course you more or less believe that it is an exemption, and this is of course something candidates want to have, so I don't think it would be too obvious for a mole to take that one. So I wouldn't cross off Nele off our lists too quickly. Talking about Nele, we can skip to task number 2, because for me she was the most suspicious one in that one. Her, well, instructions were quite misleading, very wrong actually, which led the first 2 people on the balloons to fail the task. And I also have to say that Philip could have acted quicker. He let her do her, well, actions with the first person, but why didn't he interrupt her with the second one and waited to do it all by himself until the third one was in the game? Nevertheless, at the end of round 3, her help was quite good though. So yeah, I think she probably tried to mole a bit there, but yeah, it doesn't mean that she isn't just a candidate. About that other group in task number 2, so those people who had to lie, well, I personally didn't see anything too suspicious there. The only thing is that I personally believe that they could have lied a little bit better. But yeah, if you've spotted anything very crucial there, then please let me know. Now to task number 3. And if we have a closer look on the, let's call it, last steps, so the ones which they had to do on those stilts, then it is very suspicious that Philip is the one who falls off of them immediately. So he steps on them and basically tries to do his first real step and falls off immediately. All the others who fall off of those stilts at least do, let's say, 2 to 3 steps, but he falls off immediately, which I think could also be on purpose. An important role in the task also played the clock. And the time the clock shows is 11:50. Now if we have a look at 11 minutes and 50 seconds in that episode, then we are back in task number 1, and to be exactly, we are back with the chain group. So we get to see a shot of the people who were on the chains with a screen in front of them on which Jill just explains what their task actually is. 2 of them are standing behind the screen and the other 2 are, well, to be seen completely. So it could be the hint that one of those people is important in the game and those 4 were bad Uma, Nele and Anka. And last but not least, a little music hint this time. We could hear a song by Blondie, and that could lead to Bear because he mentioned that he likes her music or that he likes Blondie, or it leads to a blonde person. Yeah. So as you know, it's episode number 1 and everything is still a little vague, but yeah, it would be boring if we would know who the mole is right after episode number 1. There were all hints and theories I've picked out for this episode. Let me know what you think about them, and also if you've spotted anything else that is important or that you would like to talk about, leave a comment. And if you don't want to miss any other hints and theories videos, then please don't forget to subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram or join our International Facebook group. And until the next hints and theories video, I wish you so much fun figuring out who the mole is. Bye!